I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off on your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends July 31st or while supplies last. Acres, solutions for every field.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Community means something different to everyone. But for me, it means cheering on those around you during the good times and helping them out during the tough times. I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I've been blessed with the support of my friends, family, coaches, and community throughout my life. When looking for a bank to call home, it was easy to choose Midwest Bank. I never feel like just another customer, and they're proud to support their communities. They love what they do, and it shows. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome into the Movement Hour, powered by Kuhlman Construction on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, owner of the Movement Academy, Robert Kuhlman.
Hello and welcome into the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I'm Ben Droz. I'm just running the board here, but we got Rob Kuhlman in studio. Rob, how are you doing this morning?
So good. How is everybody? Let's see here. Well, Ben, I wanted to talk about something with you today, but the first thing is I want to know what's been keeping you busy this week.
Work. Same as always, work. But I am going to a wedding reception tonight.
Hey, so, yeah. Wedding reception tonight. All right.
It's my friend's sister getting married. So I'm going to go to that because it's something to go do.
Hey, that's
so
fun.
I'm going back home, which is Columbus, for the first time in what feels like months. It's not, hasn't been months, but it feels like
Well,
it.
I had a reason for asking you that, but I'll let you shout out the sponsor real quick before I dig into it.
Show sponsor, Kuhlman Construction, where they build your dreams through custom home building. Learn more at KuhlmanConstruction.com or call 402-643-5654 today. And as always, if you have any questions throughout the show for Rob or me, you can text the Starter Heyman text line. It is open, 402-464-5685, or you can comment on any of the streams, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and you can also watch on Allo Channel 961. We're everywhere.
Yes. And we, and speaking of that, the text line, sometimes even if we don't get to you during the show, we'll get to you the next week because I actually want to address a text from last week. Yeah. But first of all, so question for you. Holmes Lake or Pioneers Park? Have you been to both?
No.
No? So I can't even ask you which one's better?
No. You go for it. You go for it.
Well, see, I've done both, right? I try to go on dog walks.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to ask my parents actually if I can steal their dog today just to do that. But like, I'm
Stealing
trying to
a dog?
Yeah, but I mean, I'll
That
give it
seems a
back.
little beneath you, Rob.
I'll give it back. So yeah, well, his name's Winston. He's too damn cute. So I gotta take him on a walk. But it's so hot, so I'm trying to figure out like which one has more shade.
Well, that's a big part of it. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
All right. Well, you gotta
maybe text line if anybody knows which one has more shade.
Help me out.
Yeah,
Which
let us
one
know.
should I go to today? I will be trying to hit that this afternoon, probably in the hottest part of the day, unfortunately, but that's all the time I got. So
yeah, it's summertime, Rob. It's getting hot.
I like that. That's okay.
You like
I can
that?
do
You like
the heat.
You like the heat? Okay.
I'm a fan. I'm also kind of scared of the sun. So I will put on I'm the person who just lathers up and sunscreen. Like
I don't
SPF
ever
1000. I will just put everything on.
I don't put sunscreen on like ever, I feel like.
Really?
Well,
you're
it's
19 though. I mean, how old are you? 19?
I'm 20.
You're 20. Okay.
I just feel like it's because I'm not outside for extended period of times in the heat.
Well,
on the sun. Like if I go swimming, I'm on a pool, I'm gonna put sunscreen on. But like if I'm just walking to class and it's like a 10-minute walk, like
yeah. Well, okay, I'm with you there. Like, but when I'm going, like, I'm outside and I'm staying outside. So I used to not care. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get burnt so I can get a tan, right? That was my mindset. And
sunburns
nowadays
suck.
They do suck, but
and
also
it's not good for your skin.
Right, I'm scared of skin cancer, so I just don't want. I just lather up like crazy.
I mean, there's definitely worse kinds of cancer, but yeah,
sure,
it's definitely
but
not.
Like that one's preventable from at least the sun exposure to a point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, that was no help at all. I appreciate that, Ben. You'll have to. Hopefully,
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Hopefully, the text line can help us out with that one. But yeah, so there's a couple things we're going to go over today. So I do want to talk a little bit about sleep in the final segment because that's going to take us the least amount of time.
All right.
And it actually, I got this idea last night when I was incredibly sleep deprived, and I actually went to bed at like 9:30 for the first time.
I've been sleep deprived all week.
Okay.
There was 2 days I got a combined 7 hours of sleep.
That's not a lot, but
no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the National Sleep Foundation recommends 7 to 9 a night, so you're a little behind.
I'm a little.
Yeah, for adults.
Hey, that next day I took a 4-hour nap. So
really, okay. Well,
I don't even know if I consider that a nap.
I can't sleep that long in the day. I can't.
It was like 10 a.m. and I slept till 2.
My body doesn't let me. I was
so tired. I had to.
Right. Well,
my head hit the pillow and I just fell asleep.
I just feel like something's going wrong, at all times during the day. So I'm just like, I'm up. But so yeah. So we will talk about sleep. I want to talk about what makes a great personal trainer today. I'm actually speaking to personal trainers and people who want a personal trainer or have a personal trainer with that topic. And fun thing, I actually went on Indeed to see what they said.
Indeed.com.
Indeed. Yes. I went on Indeed to see what they said makes a great personal trainer, to see if it was extremely vague or see if they actually had some good points. I found that it was extremely vague. So I was going to try to
expected.
Yeah, I was going to try to dig into that as well. But also we did get that text we're going to dig into a little bit also is how do I get a nice booty?
Interesting.
Yes, the word booty was used. So that one right there would be what I want to talk about as well. We're going to talk squats. What's the point? Why do we do them? All that stuff. So strap in.
I'm strapped.
You're strapped.
I'm locked and ready to go. We got an hour.
Let's do it. So when we're talking about what makes a great personal trainer, I pulled it up. It's actually on my laptop. And if you guys can see me in the live stream, I'm staring at my screen. So here's what they said. They actually give us, looks like 12. 12 tips for becoming a successful personal trainer.
All right.
So
we're going through all 12?
I'm going to go very fast through a lot of them, right? And I'm going to so find a niche, right? That's the first one. Okay. So I have mixed feelings about this one. Now, if you're a personal trainer and you're actually looking to, and by the way, a great place to personal train is Movement Academy. So little plug. If you guys are trying to find a niche and let's say you want to make a living on personal training, sometimes that can be very difficult, right? So like you're limiting your target market. You should be able to train a wide variety of people right now. I guess when you're trying to find a niche, I suppose that doesn't mean that's all you're doing. That's just what you want to focus and specialize on. And I get that, but don't take that too literal, especially if you're reading that on like, if you're looking for a new career, And I've actually spoken, and one of the reasons I decided to talk about this today, I've talked to a few people over the course of the week who are looking at a career shift, and they really wanted to talk about personal training. So I was, you know, if people are thinking that, let's talk about it. So that's the first thing. Is I agree that finding a niche is good when you're first starting and trying to find something that you're good at that you can branch off of, but don't let that limit your scope of practice. Don't let it limit what you're going to allow yourself to do in the future.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I mean, here's a fun one. Listen to your clients. I mean, it sounds obvious. I'm not even going to read this one because, I mean, duh. You got to listen to people and see what their goals are. You got to know exactly what you're doing with that.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point, right? And I don't know if you ever hired a professional to do something for, not a personal trainer, but like in anything, you know, like when do they not, do you ever felt not listened to by a professional? I'm sure you have. That's a bad experience, but
yeah.
I don't know. Even if you're going to, you like McDonald's, do they ever not listen to you when you're ordering your food?
No, they usually get it right.
All right, good. Well, pretend they didn't, right? That would be a bad
frustrating.
Experience. Yeah. So same with personal training. We're not McDonald's, but you get it.
There was an experience at McDonald's. I was there for like 40 minutes. It didn't even get the right food. So I haven't gone to that McDonald's since.
Yeah.
That was a bad experience. There
you go. Speaking of experience, that's the next one. Get plenty of experience. What a segue. Get plenty of experience.
Ooh.
So, one way you could do that is you could actually work at a gym, even if it's at the front desk, right? Get experience, practice the machines, practice movements. Obviously, you want to get certified and try all those things. But again, this is still from MD. This is before we get to my answers here, because I have a few. Learn how to be a coach. You want to be able to teach people how to do things in a ton of different ways. That's a good one. See, I'm just cycling through these now. Be a leader and a teacher. Yes.
Leadership,
got to do that. I mean, if you don't believe what you're doing, then nobody's going to believe you. So
amen.
And then train clients based on what works for them. Yes, that sounds pretty obvious. I told you, Indeed's vague, very vague. Train on movement first. I will dig into that one actually. So training on movements, I guess what they typically mean by that is if you're going to teach someone how to do a kettlebell swing, for example, they better know how to do a deadlift.
All
right? A kettlebell swing is actually the basics of the basics when it comes to using a kettlebell. However, it's also a very complex movement. So it's not a beginner's exercise. Training on movement first, followed by the advancement of those movements.
So what would be a starter exercise for that?
I would have them do an RDL. Now, I don't know why the Romanians get this, but it's Romanian deadlift, right?
Okay.
So it's essentially a straight leg deadlift. Now, I always like to say straight, but not locked knees. You might even feel that in a little stretch in your hamstrings when you're going down for a deadlift.
Okay.
So that would be just teaching a proper hip hinge, right? So that the actual joint action in your hips is hinging. And that's one thing that's very important if you're going to ever learn how to do any sort of kettlebell swings, because those can feel funky. It takes a little bit of an athletic ability, but also if you don't have much of that, you can still do kettlebell swings. You just need to really do a lot of repetitions so your body just understands the proper movement pattern, right? The more you do, the easier your body will remember the movement. So,
well, Rob, I'm an athlete, so
you're an athlete.
I can do it.
Perfect. Is it golf? I don't know. Does that count? That counts.
Yeah. Golf is a sport. I don't know if it takes athleticism.
I had this debate with a couple of my clients.
Do people not think golf is a sport?
No, they do, because so I'm pretty sure there's 3 criteria for a sport. I think there has to be some sort of point system, like a score. There has to be physical activity, and there has to be competition.
All 3 of those.
All 3 of those.
Golf has all 3 of those.
Right. Yes, it does. So it's a sport. So it's cheerleading apparently. So there's a lot of options.
Cheerleading,
well, I don't know how this point system works there, right? Maybe there is.
There is. They compete.
See, I told you another rabbit hole. I got to tell you this quick debate I had with a client actually. Hey, you want to be a good personal trainer? Talk about your clients about controversial subjects like is NASCAR a sport?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So the debate there that I have with my client was whether or not there was physical activity. And they're like, you know how hot it is in that car? You know how hot it is in a sauna? That's not a sport. It's like, I mean, so it was one of those. Now I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some people text in on this one.
NASCAR, it's definitely a sport. It is.
See, I was actually convinced on this one. Okay. Because how fast are they going in NASCAR?
200 max.
That's crazy. And if you're going like probably 150 average, maybe, I don't know what the average is, but like if you're going,
it's like 190, 200. Like if you're going around, it depends on whether you're like on a straightaway or you're turning.
Like, are you ever going less than 150? I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Unless you're coming out of the pits or something.
Okay, so the way this was described to me was you're next to all these vehicles at that speed, and apparently the physical activity of like you're just like actually like turning the wheel, and I don't know if you have to how much shifting goes on at that speed, but
a little bit.
Yeah,
not much.
Well, anyways, I was convinced. My argument initially was no, it is not a sport because you're sitting in a car and you're driving, right? But then when you really dig into it, it's like, all right, okay, I get that.
I
That's
mean,
physically.
I mean,
active.
also, I mean, for the physical thing, I mean, but that's a sport where like if you get in a bad enough car accident, I mean, you could be seriously hurt.
That's true.
Like NASCAR is scary.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done a lot to prevent that, you know, with the wall. I mean, because they used to race where the track was cement walls all the way around.
No kidding. Yeah. Well, see,
now it is not like that anymore.
Yeah. Well, I've been to a NASCAR race before in Kansas City.
How loud was it?
It was too loud. It was not enjoyable.
I have never been. I used to watch NASCAR all the time when I was at home with my dad, but yeah, I would never want to go. Like, I like it, but I would never want to be there live. Like, it wouldn't seem enjoyable.
Well, all right. Imagine the hottest day ever.
Okay, I'm imagining.
All right.
Okay.
And then imagine sitting in bleachers where you can't move and there is no shade and watching cars drive in circles for hours.
Yeah.
No.
No, I would never want to go.
Fun.
It wouldn't. No, I would never want to go to a NASCAR event live.
It started with the parking lot. I couldn't believe how popular it was. Driving, like finding a spot and just walking to it was unbelievable to me. But yeah, so we're gonna get back into this though. So using intensity wisely, that one's a very important one. Make sure you know exactly what your personal training client can handle.
Okay.
And then getting to know your clients, that's always important. Giving your clients homework, that one's huge. That's called programming. Yes.
Back to school.
Going back to school. So, I mean, if they're not doing their homework, so, I mean, I always explain it this way. If I'm with a client and I tell them like, here are your programs to do after our sessions are completed, I need you to do your homework. Okay. Because if you come to class the next day, then you're going to have some trouble, I guess, learning the lesson. Right. So it's just,
yeah. I mean, you have to do, I mean, you can't, I feel like that's like, you know, when you're trying to learn like a language, let's say, like if you go to like a Spanish class,
right,
and you only do it during that hour class, you're not going to be able to learn as fast or at all unless you're like, you know, going and constantly trying to learn the language. I feel like it's kind of the same thing when it comes to working out. It's like if you only work out once a week, it's not going to be as productive as if you do it, you know, almost every day, and then you're also going and doing the homework at home, like you said.
Right. Yeah. And you know, that's always, so we're going back to school with personal training, of course. You are hiring a professional to teach you things, but I would also say that networking is very important. So this is the very last one, right? So as far as Indeed is concerned, network, you have to be able to find your people, you know.
That's important.
Yeah.
In any, I feel like that's important in like any field, anything you're trying to do.
It is, but in personal training, I have a thing, and I'm going to give this out online here or on the air.
All right.
We call it we use seed clients is what it's called. Right.
Okay.
So, and all of my clients are my seed clients. So if you're listening to this, just know I love you all. But there are two things. So as far as the seed for networking, if you are making a list, I actually have every personal trainer do this. I want you to write down the clients that make you happiest, right?
Okay.
So the ones that you really, really just love training out. Again, love all your people, but everyone has those people that they just vibe with the best, right? Who are your clients that really are conversational, that you enjoy, they enjoy you, you enjoy them to the max, right? So write that list down, and then you're going to go to the other side. And you're going to say like, all right, which one of these people actually train with you the most? And you're going to circle the top 5 on each side. And then if there is any crossover, those are your, say, seed clients, quote unquote. And those are the ones that you want to find referrals from because you're trying to mimic those clients.
Okay.
So if you're a personal trainer, yes, if you're a personal trainer and you want to build your business, what's the best way to do that is through referrals. So that networking right there, like that right there is networking with your actual clients. And they love you. All right. Your clients want you to succeed. They're going to help you. So those people will be motivated to find you more people.
Motivation.
Now,
we talked about that last week.
Yes, we did. They'll be motivated because you're motivating them and they love you and they want you to succeed. So, I mean, the people who are your biggest fans are your actual clients. So they're already bought in. If they're telling their friends or their family members to join with you, then those people are already in a level of trust with you before they've even met you, because the people they trust you, right?
Okay.
So I have one trainer, his name's Chris, and that he rocks this system. All of his clients now, I swear, are just people that his clients have given him, right?
Okay.
And I always say that's one of the things that makes a personal trainer great is your ability to get referrals. So getting referrals is what really makes a personal trainer great, and that's just, it kind of goes to the territory. If you're good, you're going to get those. So another answer of mine, and this is something I was asked in an interview one time. It was actually at an interview in New York. So the question was, Rob, what do you think makes a personal trainer great? So
vague question.
It is, but it's one of those questions where there's not a lot of wrong answers.
No.
It's really just like they're just trying to get to know you a little bit, and how do you respond to these questions? So for me, the answer was always conviction. If I could put it in one word, it's conviction, right? So you have to truly be convicted. This is one of the best things that you can do for your body. So, and then the other answer would be that passionate curiosity, right? So if you're not passionately curious about something, it's going to be very difficult for you to want to continue to actually build up in the profession and make yourself better, right? And growing and making yourself better. Finding that education is always hugely important. But it was really that conviction that got me the most. And I always felt like that was it was interesting because I didn't think they were expecting that answer. It was a little like it was a huh moment. They were just
like not the basic generic answer.
Right. Well, usually what you're going to get, which is the correct answer, by the way, is, well, I just want to help people.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a perfect answer. I love, and actually that's probably, I always ask this question now. That's the question that I get the most or the answer I get the most is, I just want to help people. And I absolutely love that.
That's great. Do you want to throw it to break?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you want to touch on next segment?
So we are going to get to that text, how to build a nice booty. We're going to talk about squats as well. Okay.
All right.
This one's fun.
All that and more is coming right up on the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, Seward County, and beyond. Through their decades of design-build expertise, they are available for detailed planning and custom building, additions, and remodels for your dream home. Coleman Construction listens to your ideas and works with you to develop a floor plan, budget, and project management approach. Contact Coleman Construction at 402-643-5654 to discuss your vision for a beautiful home and let them bring it to life.
Do you need your event or venue secured? Call Tank Security Team. Tank Security Team is Lincoln's #1 non-lethal security company. Tank Security Team offers first-class security with efficient and quicker response times. Hire Tank Security Team. No hassle, no headaches. Call Tank at 402-310-3589 and get secured today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefits package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at GainaTrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. wall-to-wall wine and spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost. One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra premium protein powder ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Florida State beat North Carolina in the first game 7-5 or 9-5.
Was there a war chant?
I think there was.
There has to. There
Give
had to.
that to us. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Good.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to the Movement Hour, powered by Coolman Construction on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We got some groovy music going.
Yeah, we do.
Now I want to go to the club.
Now we're going to the club.
I
No
might
chanting.
I might leave the show.
I heard that Florida State chant on the promo.
The war chant from early
Yes.
break. Yeah,
Yes.
They did an okay job. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. So apparently somebody woke up somebody else for that.
Yeah. That was simple. Apparently, someone texted in and was like, "You woke my wife up with your war chant." So that's like 6:15 in the morning. But anyways, before we get back into it, the Movement Hour again. Movement Hours sponsor Coolman Construction, where they build your dreams through custom home building. Learn more at coolmanconstruction.com or call 402-643-565. Whoa. 5654 today. I messed up the phone number.
That's all right.
402-643-5654 today.
There it is.
Boom.
And I've memorized that number, so I would have fixed it. Don't worry.
Nah, I have it right on my phone right here. I got it. I just misread. It is a Saturday morning. My brain's not all there. But what are we going to get into this time? I know you kind of said it. You previewed it.
A little preview.
But if anybody didn't hear it, what are we going to get into this segment?
Well, and if anybody's looking to go to the gym and they want to get a nicer booty and they want to learn how to do squats, that's not the only way. There's a ton of ways, but that's the way we're going to talk about today.
All right, let's get into it.
So now, obviously, teaching squats is one thing, which is definitely something we can do over there at Movement Academy. Definitely stop on by and ask about
Movement
this.
Academy.
Yep. So, but I actually just want to go over a few theories behind why it's important, right? So I shouldn't say theory because that sounds like it's not just true. This is just true stuff, right? So from an actual, just if you hear it here and you want to go do some squats and movement, just say you heard it on the radio, and I'll just throw you into some squats, and I'll definitely give you some tips that we know is when you're doing these things, what are the goals of it and why are they important? So I'll go over the 6 things that I put down here. So lower body strength, functional mobility, a solid core, strong bones, healthy hormones and immune system, and of course a nice butt, which is what that person was asking about on the text line. So lower body strength. Why are we doing squats? Now, if you are good at doing, say, box squats or holding weight out in front of you, or even using a barbell, there are plenty of ways that you can advance these movements into making them so much more valuable or more effective. It's interesting because in fitness, when you get good at a movement, you try to advance the movement by making it less efficient, right? So the less efficient a movement is, the harder it gets, is really what we're looking at there. So when you think poor efficiency, I don't want you to think that it's because the movement is being done incorrectly. You're actually doing it on purpose. So like a single leg squat is less efficient than a double leg squat, obviously, right? But it's also on purpose, and you get more strength out of a single leg squat.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
So same things in like a push-up. There's so many correct ways to do a push-up. It's just
there's a lot of wrong ways to do a push-up too.
Sure, but some people ask me, Rob, is this wrong? Are my hands supposed to be right here? And well, it depends. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to make it more difficult on purpose? Because I can tell you that's not the most efficient way to do a push-up, but it's definitely effective.
Like a one-handed push-up is definitely not the most efficient
or a
way.
diamond push-up, right? So the same thing applies to squats. You can make them inefficient or efficient. It really just depends. Now, when you're first learning one, I always say make it as efficient as possible. So why? Lower body strength. So glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, everything is working, right? Even your back is working, but they're a highly effective way to build lower body strength. So the muscles that support stability in your legs, making, it'll help your knees, it'll help your hips, anything that just helps you stay uninjured, right? So like the stronger muscles you have, the stronger bones you have, it's just vital for being able to even walk long distances, bike ride, run, jump, lift, anything that you do. Lower body strength is going to help you. Now, one of the best ways to get lower body strength really is squats. Okay. So those things are super important. I always have my clients at least know how to do a squat, as long as there's no underlying issues where we're for some reason unable to do them. Like if you don't have cartilage in your knees, for example, like I might adjust for you, but which I do have somebody like that. And then of course, functional mobility. So that one's pretty important. Doing a full range of motion in squats is definitely important. Now, there are some people out there who preach going like half squats, not doing a full range of motion just because it's better on your joints. Now, there's actually some truth behind your joints not getting injured. Because
is that for older people?
Potentially, but or anybody who's brand new to squats, I'll have them start off on half squats. But like the amount of studies and science behind like full range of motion is far superior. If from at least the research that I've done now, obviously in fitness, there's so many different answers, so many different people are going to tell you a lot of things. But I always really enjoy that the full range of motion. So like, what is that? Is what some people will say. I think if you're looking at a squat, one way to tell is if you're trying to keep that straight spine and you're going down and somebody's watching you and you see that little hip tuck at the bottom because you're trying to get your butt all the way to the floor. Like I would call that past range of motion, actually, like your natural range of motion, because if your hips stop moving, you could argue that that's full range of motion. But if you continue to go down after your hips stop moving, something has to move in compensation. It's usually going to be your lower back. And that's what I try to avoid. So I will always...
So like that's doing a squat correctly. Like
right. Well,
the right and first wrong way.
Correct. And in some people, that is below parallel, which means that your femurs, that bone is parallel to the floor at the bottom of a squat. Some people say like you have to get there in order to be full range of motion. Now, some people can, but everyone is built differently.
And
some
this is why a personal trainer is so important.
Yes.
And at Movement Academy, you can go see Rob.
You can see a lot of trainers at Movement Academy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and that they can show you how to do. Because I feel like a squat is one of those things where it's kind of hard to tell if you're doing it right or wrong.
If you haven't done it before, you're correct.
Yeah.
But over time, it should become one of the most basic things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
It should be basic because over time, you're going to actually use that as your springboard for a ton of other exercises,
Mhm.
right? If you want to get less efficient, right? Back to what we were talking about before.
Still a little weird to hear.
Still
but
a little
yes.
weird to hear, but
it makes sense.
Yes, as long as it's described properly. So, and if anyone's just popping on, here's something that's less efficient than a squat, a single leg squat. Of course, that's
I don't know if I
efficient.
could do that.
Sure, but I mean, you could. I mean, I bet you if I put you on a chair, right, and just had you go down onto the chair on one leg, you could probably do it. Then
Okay.
if you rock on your way up to make it easier, you could do that. So there are many ways to do it, but it's less efficient. But if it's by design, then of course you'll be serving your legs well there. Now, your hips, your knees, your ankles, obviously the squatting, it's ensuring that you're not losing mobility. So mobility is of course important as well as strength. So both of these things are served in a squat. The lower you go, the more mobile you are,
Mhm.
right? And obviously your soft tissues, they need that. They need to make sure that they're stretching, and there's going to be concentric and eccentric phases in this workout. So eccentric is muscle lengthening under tension. Concentric is muscle shortening under tension. So if you look at a bicep, for example, if you're doing a curl, when you bend your elbow, your bicep's shortening, right? So that's the concentric movement.
Mhm.
Lengthening, that's eccentric.
Yeah, muscles contract and
Right.
You're talking about that, yeah.
Yes. So in a solid core, all right. So that's one of the other big benefits of squats, because when people say core, they usually think that we're just talking about abs.
That's what I think of.
Right. Well, I mean, have you ever just said like, Rob, I want to do some core workouts, or to any like, actually I've had a lot of clients, let's do some core. All right. What do you mean by core? Now I already know what they mean. They're probably talking about abs, but what you got to be thinking about is your abs are designed to really, they flex your spine, but they also, their job is to keep your body in position. Right.
Yeah.
So what is the muscle that is closer to your spine that is also keeping your whole torso in position? That would be it's called your erector spinae. So it's
I would not have known that. That is not basic knowledge, Rob.
Well, what's funny is it's the muscle that goes on each side of your spine, right? So
Okay.
it just travels up your back.
Okay.
And its literal job is its name. It erects the spine. Okay.
Interesting.
Yes. So erector spinae. It's easy to remember when you think of it that way.
Okay.
All right. But it is your core. It's part of your core. Okay. So when you're doing a squat, if that core muscle isn't activated at all times, you're going to be curling through that spine, which leads to disc herniations, leads to a ton of stuff that you're just not really looking for. It'll put you out for a while. So
Okay.
that's one of the main reasons that you see those injuries too, is just because of a weak core. So if you drop your keys and you go to grab those things in a weird way, sometimes that's when it happens, right? But it couldn't have been because of just dropping your keys. You might have been exercising really weirdly for a very long time, and then that's finally the final straw that broke the camel's back. And that's a pun. You're welcome.
Nice pun. I like
Thank
it.
you. So yes, a solid core, massively important, and squats certainly are going to help you with that as well. Obliques, abdominals, all your deep stabilizers, any of those are going to be getting huge work, and it's a good way to keep your back safe. So, and of course, that's just number 3. We're moving right down the line. Number 4, I would say, is strong bones. So if you're not convinced yet to do squats in the gym, I'm still working on you here. You want to make sure that research has shown that resistance training can prevent osteoporosis. Okay, so there's a lot of different
Interesting.
things. Yes,
Mhm.
so there are compressive forces in squats that are highly beneficial that can improve bone density, but also the squatting throughout a lifetime supports healthy bones, and that can prevent fractures in the spine and hip. So making it an important activity for all ages. Now, I don't have a demographic right now that I don't do squats with. I have I have a 13-year-old swimmer. They're doing squats. I have somebody in their 70s who just finished physical therapy. Now they're doing not very advanced squats. They're doing very efficient squats, I should say, right? But they might be sitting down on a chair and getting back up, just something that they do every day in their lives anyways. And that is still a squat. Just because you're not holding weight on your back with a barbell does not mean you're not doing squats, right? So you could hold a 10-pound medicine ball right in front of you as a counterbalance to make it easier to balance, right? Because you want to get your hips behind your ankles, the ball's in front of your waist, and you're just standing up, sitting down. You can do this at home on a couch. So
I'm pretty good at getting up and off the couch.
You ever do squats at home? Just while you're watching TV, try to get 100.
Maybe.
You could do body weight squats. That'll hurt.
That could something to do while watching TV.
There you go.
You talked about that last week too.
Yes, I did.
Doing stuff while during your normal activity. So if you're gonna if you want to watch TV or if you want to listen to a podcast, go run while you're listening to a podcast.
Well, yeah, I think I called it.
What was the word?
Workout coupling. So you're doing two things at once. So you're not actually working out to just work out. You're working out to do an activity you enjoy.
Yeah.
So one of those activities was listening to music. One of them was watching TV.
Yeah.
Right. Taking pictures of scenic things. You can literally just have a camera on you while you're jogging. That could be fun, I guess, if you want to hold a camera.
There's people that do that.
Yeah, happens. There's groups that go out and do that. I've seen that in a movie before. So, yes. All right, moving along. Number 5, healthy hormones and immune system. So it does squatting does stimulate your body to produce human growth hormones, which does help your muscles grow and repair from training, which obviously is going to go into number 6, which is that nice booty that people are looking for. So but yeah, this is really important. It does stimulate bone strength, fat loss, cell repair, and even helps improve mood and other positive health effects. It's pretty fun actually. Exercise in general, of course, is going to give you positive mood, but squats, that the amount of muscles that are working at the same time is just going to produce those hormones to a greater extent. If you consider, and the way I like to describe that, if I'm doing just bicep curls, it's not going to improve my mood as much as a squat will, right? They might look cool in the mirror, but think about how much your bicep needs. It's a small muscle relative to your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, your back, everything that is working in a squat. Not only are all the muscles bigger, but you're working them all at the same time. So the amount of growth hormone, the amount of endorphins, the amount of stuff, just you'd be breathing harder too, but the amount of work that your body needs to do and hormones it needs to produce just to get to those muscles, it's greater, right? So it's going to help more.
And again, I know I'm going back in time again, but with losing belly fat, you said doing leg workouts like that can maybe help more than you know, like a crunch.
Well, yeah, for that exact reason, right? Because the amount of calorie burn that it requires just to hit all those muscles. A bicep curl is cool, but I don't have weight loss clients doing bicep curls.
Yeah,
they don't need me for that.
That doesn't make sense,
right? So it's one of those things that you can absolutely do bicep curls on your own time, but I don't think that you're best served in session with me doing those. So I would like to give you exercises that are difficult to do on your own. And if you want to do some bicep curls after the session, we'll call that extra credit. You got a 100% on this workout, but do some bicep curls.
I love extra credit.
Everyone loves extra credit. So yeah, and then of course a nice booty. So not joking on this one. It's one of the most effective exercises for creating a strong and shapely, we'll say shapely glutes.
Okay.
So
a squat,
one of the best things. I'm gonna go over a few other exercises that are great for this, but of course genetics, nutrition, goals, and lifestyle all come into play when discussing aesthetics. But anyone striving for a good-looking bum can definitely benefit from the squats in their exercise program. So I could probably list another 20 reasons why you should squat, but
We got to go to break.
I think we got to go to break.
Yeah, we got to go to break. What do you want to end the show on next segment, Rob?
Well, we are going to go over a couple
sleep.
more exercises, but then sleep. We got to
Okay.
talk about what sleep, the importance of sleep is on your exercise workout program.
All right. All that more is coming right up on the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, Seward County, and beyond. Through their decades of design-build expertise, they are available for detailed planning and custom building, additions, and remodels for your dream home. Coleman Construction listens to your ideas and works with you to develop a floor plan, budget, and project management approach. Contact Coleman Construction at 402-643-5654 to discuss your vision for a beautiful home and let them bring it to life.
For the second year, the Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion has roared into our state, and the excitement is throttling up. Until June 24th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play and Double Play. Enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 Nebraska winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Weekend, plus a shot at $1 million. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefit package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at GainaTrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to CornhuskerStateGames.com. Advocating for physicians in the health of all Nebraskans, Nebraska Medical Association, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try any of their delicious breakfast burritos or sandwiches for a great summer breakfast with the family. And don't forget, 10% of all Karma Latte sales in June go to the Casa for Lincoln County. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to the Movement Hour, powered by Coolman Construction on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Rob Coolman still in studio.
What's up, everybody?
We have one last segment. We got like 6 or 8 minutes left.
6 or 8. That's
I know
a
we're going
good
to touch on
range.
sleep, but before we get into that, I know there's some more exercise, a few more you wanted to touch on, a few more exercises.
Well, I mean, I kept talking about how squats are what I start people off on. Well, I start people off on deadlifts and squats, really. They're both important.
Mhm.
But once you get good at those things, you can really start adding things in, like single leg deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts, which is just an RDL, but just making sure if you add a kettlebell into that, you can actually start swinging. So there's glute bridges, there's step ups, there's split squats, side lunges, and curtsy lunges.
Mm.
If you ever want to learn to do a proper curtsy, just
curtsy,
practice it in the gym.
All right.
So
And Movement Academy.
Absolutely. That is the gym that I would hope you want to go to. So yeah, and I just wanted to kind of list off a couple real quick, just because everything starts from a good foundation. And
Mhm.
I like to go into those exercises after we've developed a good foundation.
Mm.
And that usually starts with both a combination of deadlifts and squats. So
Alright.
as long as we're moving through those properly, we're good. But then, of course, one other criteria that is everybody tends to have a difficult time with is sleep.
I have a difficult time with it.
You've been yawning the whole time. I know.
have been. I've been yawning this entire show. Well, it's because I'm helping out with early break and I have to get up at 5 in the morning.
Right.
But I'm still wanting to be a night owl and
Yep.
staying up till like midnight.
It's a vicious cycle.
It
I get it.
is. And then I take a nap during the day because I didn't get enough time. And because I took a nap, then I can't fall asleep until midnight. It's
Yeah. Well, I think you just told the story of a lot of people, right? They want their night owls naturally, but the way this world works, you got a job, right? You got to wake up for that job. And sometimes people get stuck on their phones. Sometimes they're stuck watching a movie that might go past midnight, whatever it is, right? There's a million reasons why you don't go to bed earlier, but that really is the trick. So I find that, well, okay, so once again, the National Sleep Foundation, they do recommend 7 to 9 hours for adults.
I don't ever get 9.
That's not 79, that's 7 to 9. I never
I never get 9.
I never get 9 either.
I get like 8 is a really good day. 6 or 7 is like average usually.
Yeah, I try to get 7. So if I had it my way, I would be asleep by midnight and up at 7.
Okay.
Right, every single day. That would be my way. Now, sometimes I have sessions that start at 7, so I have to change that from like 11 to 6. Right. But that hour fluctuation is not massive. So going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, even on weekends, that's one really good way to regulate your body's natural sleep wake cycle. So if you're not doing that, then it's going to be, that's why you're going to feel sluggish sometimes. You might wake up even with poor sleep in the middle of the night. There's just a ton of reasons why your body isn't used to sleeping for that long. It's because you're probably not going to bed and waking up at the same time every single day.
Yeah, it's not even like a look at the clock thing for me. It's like if I'm not tired, I hate when I just like, when you sit in bed for like 2 hours and you can't fall asleep. That is the worst thing ever.
All right. Well, I mean, what about doing activities? You could wind down by doing calming activities, like say reading, taking a warm bath. That'll get you.
I haven't
nice
taken a
and tired.
bath in years, Rob.
Hey, some people love baths. All
I
right?
have not taken a bath.
I actually don't even own a bath because it's just it's a shower. But some people have. Some people like bathtubs, right? So I mean, if you want to take a warm bath, but maybe you practice meditation, right? I mean, there's a ton of things you could do, but one of the worst things you can do is just stare at your phone. That's what most people do.
That's what I do,
right? I mean, and I'll admit it, I do that. So I don't know about you, but I mean, if you want to talk about something fun, I get stuck. So I play a lot of chess, as we've talked about.
Okay.
Right.
Chess. We still need to 1v1 in chess sometime.
We do. You know what? We'll play a game of chess, and then we'll tell everybody on the show how it went. But I will say
You'll probably win.
So I like to play these long games of chess, so they last for days, right? Because you have a day to move. So sometimes, you know, if you're on at the same time, you can both go. But I do this in bed all the time. So this is the thing that while I'm telling you guys what to do and not practicing it myself, this is why I'm playing chess on my phone at night. So it's maybe the nerdiest thing I do.
That is.
Yeah,
it is.
But
I'm scrolling through social media.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun. So
not good for you, Rob. Good for you.
Working mental sweats before you go to bed is a good way to make me tired. All right.
Okay.
So let's just say that's why I do it. But you can play these long. So you're always playing like 4 or 5 games at a time because they're these long day games, and it's a good way to stay sharp. But before I go to bed, I try to get a 10-minute blitz game in every single night.
Interesting. I scroll through social media usually, or I'm like listening to like a podcast as I'm falling asleep.
Right.
But
well, hey, if anybody listening ever wants to play a game of chess, you know where the station is. You know when I'm done. It's 11 o'clock. I have a board in my car at all times.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I meet at a coffee shop with a gentleman he's in his 70s. I try to meet with him every single weekend, and we go and play chess also.
I love chess. Chess is a great game.
It's fun.
Chess is a great game. Well,
you got to get good.
I mean, yeah, you do. Chess is an underrated board game because you really got to think about that's one of those games that you can't just you really got to think about it.
Well, it's a game of anticipation. The more you play, the better you are because you know what could possibly happen next.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah. It's all about practice. But with that,
practice.
That's gonna be it for today's show, Rob. I know you said you have a guest lineup for next week.
Yeah, next week, and let's hope he doesn't cancel on me. I'm looking at a guy named Marshall, and I'm gonna stick with just Marshall, and let you guys be surprised at who Marshall is.
All right,
he's a good dude though. I've known him for years.
We got a good dude coming up next week on the Movement Hour, but until then. For Rob, for me, we're out of here. Coming up next is Youth Football 101 with Tank Perry. Don't go anywhere. That's coming up right
See you
next
week.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, Seward County, and beyond. Through their decades of design-build expertise, they are available for detailed planning and custom building, additions, and remodels for your dream home. Coleman Construction listens to your ideas and works with you to develop a floor plan, budget, and project management approach. Contact Coleman Construction at 402-643-5655.